I am Agustín Martínez. I am a researcher at the University of Buenos Aires. And today I will present a project, my research project, which has to do with didactics for children. It's an environment for children to program. I will first show this. This is the web page of the project. It's called Diálogo or Diálogo in Spanish. You can download it and try it in your computer, Windows, Mac, Linux, and there is also a sequence of activities to do. This is in Spanish, but the environment it works also in English. So this project, I have presented this in several conferences. Here is a presentation I made in a conference called Nerdearla, which is very important in Latin America, etc. It's a very big tech conference. I have also presented this in different Smalltalk conferences, like Smalltalks 23 in Buenos Aires. In this presentation, I showed an old version of this software, and that has been improved over the years. I have tried this software, this project with children in a classroom context, and also I have present this in an online workshop open for the community, where like a couple of 20, 30 children make the workshop online also. All of this workshop gave me feedback for improving this project. So this is more or less the main tool that you will download if you want to try it. This is the main tool. This is a developing environment, but you will download an app that will have this. These are projects. Some of them were made by children in my workshops, and this is the basics of how it works. So you can start by drawing a character. You can throw your character, and also at the same time define rules, like this character is controlled by arrows, and then this simulation behaves according to the rules. Now, this is more or less the basic notion. With this approach, you can create several different simulations. So to complete this little introduction, this is the software. It's made in Smalltalk, of course. I use Cuis Smalltalk, which is a version of Smalltalk similar to Squeak. Probably all of you know about it. It works on the Open Smalltalk VM. Faro, as you know, has its own VM. We will talk a little bit later about that. So I started prototyping this with Smalltalk because it's the language I use, and me and Hernan Wilkinson and other teachers in Argentina use Smalltalk in the university to teach. I work with Hernan Wilkinson at the University of Buenos Aires, and we use Smalltalk in our course in the computer science degree, which is called software engineering, and we use Smalltalk. We see design patterns, architecture, all of subjects around software engineering using Smalltalk. So I've been teaching with Smalltalk and using Smalltalk for over 20 years. So of course, my project naturally ended up or starting using Smalltalk and continues. So Well, I will talk a little bit about the sequence I use to teach, and why I choose this kind of exercises and this kind of concepts I choose. Then I will talk about the bonus track, about this environment and any Smalltalk, OpenVN Smalltalk environment running in Android devices. And then I will talk about far future works. So if you have any question, you can interrupt me.
I'm just saying cool. This sounds really awesome.
Good. So I will talk a little bit about the first activity, the first class with the children. So here in the first activity, they have to draw all the pieces of a chess. Also they draw the cells of the chess board, and they put all these things and present a chess game. And the challenge, it's not only drawing, these are actual drawings of the children of my workshop. It's called, the name of the children is Fidel. So the challenge is to make the chess work in the way when a black piece touches a red piece, we expect the piece that was there to be removed, to disappear, emulating a simple manual chess game. So for that, we have to create some rules that are here. This drawing, the children has to draw the white piece, has to draw an abstract idea of the white piece and an abstract idea of the black piece, and create a rule. When a white piece touches a black piece, then the black piece has to teleport to the black hole, which is to be removed. But this, as you can see, doesn't work because we haven't defined yet categories, the category of black piece and white piece. So to define these categories, we have to express that with this symbol that creates categories. So I can say that the black horse belongs to the black, this black piece, for instance, belongs to the idea of a black piece. Also, maybe the black horse, etc., for all the pieces. And also the white pieces belong to the notion of white piece. We can do that for all of them. Now we are defining here these categories by extension. So now we can use the board and all the pieces which are defined under this category will be reached by this rule. So in that way, we achieve the wanted behavior. Now you can see that the black piece was removed. So we can continue. If we do this, it will not work. Why? Why this move doesn't work?
Is that it's not defined to be a white piece?
Yes,
like
it's not defined yet to be a white piece. So we can define it. I see you're following me.
Yeah. And the rule at the top, so white space, the explosion means like delete it, and then
the explosion means collision.
Oh, I see. Okay, a collision. Oh, collision with the opposite color, and then move the other one, teleports. Okay, I wasn't reading it properly. Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, I will change the language to English. So now there is a pop-up collides with.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is teleports towards.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. All right.
Well, this is the first class.
Yep.
It's more or less about drawing and 2 simple rules and this notion of category. So as you can see, the first notion I present to children is the notion of category, which I believe is central in every language. In object-oriented languages like Smalltalk, this notion has the name of class, and in functional programming, this notion has the name of types. I prefer the more abstract idea for this language, which is category. So second class is about other kind of as you can see here, the notion of category has a drawing. So every idea has an associated drawing. No, black category, black piece, and white piece are categories and have a drawing. But there is another form to create ideas, which is not by creating categories. And I talk about this I present this in the second class. The second class, the children, this is also a project made by children. The second class is about this typical game, which was very famous a couple of decades ago with the Nokia cell phone. This is the snake. And when the snake, this is a version of the snake, no? In here, the snake, sorry, I have lost the game. If the snake touches a sheet, it grows. Now this is not a snake in particular, it's more a centipede that it shits and it's growing. So the children has to draw the face, the segments, the sheet, well, these walls to define the space where this simulation works, etc. And the rules. These are the rules. For instance, I don't know, maybe we can make it bigger. So here is a rule, like when the head of the centipede collisions the sheet, then the sheet.
Leaf in English, but yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
The leaf.
Yeah.
Leaf. Thanks. Improving my English. So when the head of the centipede collisions the leaf, it's removed, and in the place where the leaf was, a segment it's teleported. No?
Yeah, that's a clever way. Okay, all right.
So the same way, there are other rules. For instance, if the head of the centipede touches a segment, that's the time when you lose the game.
Yeah.
So we represent the losing by removing the head and changing the head for this dead head.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to restart the game, we created a couple of rules. Like when the dead head touches a segment, then the segment disappears and there appears a leaf. And again, when the dead head touches a leaf, the dead head disappears and appears again a live head. So that's arbitrary, but was a way to keep the game going even when you lose, but you can continue. You can transform everything in a leaf and again start the game. Yeah. Well, so this was the activity to create this game, but the concept was around this code. This code it's a repeated pattern of code, a repeated idea, which is the idea of transformation. So I propose to the children to draw this idea of transformation in a way. Here is an actual drawing of the children, the idea of transformation, and to create a rule to replace this repeated code with the new notion of transformation. So here is the abstract rule. When something I will make it bigger. When something transforms to other thing, this is equivalent to remove the first thing and to teleport the second thing to the place where the first thing was. Here we use this wildcard, which can represent any element in the simulation, and this is also a wildcard that is defined by putting any element inside him. So we create a synonymous of the wildcard, a synonymous of a general category. As you can see, I am starting to show you that you can have categories defined by extension, but also you can categorize everything. Then we will see how we can define infinite categories that does not include everything. So how we replace this rule, how we reuse this. So we will remove, we want this to be transformed to this, and this to be transformed to this. So we modify the rules this way, and we have here now create our new notion of transformation and reuse it. The game behaves the same way. So as you can see, well, you can make simulations, you can play with very simple drawings and little rules, but you can start introducing a very, I believe, powerful ideas of programming. Substitution and categorization are the two ways to create abstract notions in this language. I believe these two ideas, this dual form of abstraction, substitution and categorization, it's present in every language. In functional programming are called types and functions. In Smalltalk, it are called class and messages. So, so as you also can see, other usual notions about programming that are presented for people who start learning are absent here, like the notion of variable is absent. I don't know, the notion of loop is absent at the moment. So I think I want to go to some core concepts I believe important.
Before you, can you just go back to the last one?
This one.
So what was making it move? What was like the animation sequence? I think these tiles above. Okay, so
these rules here let you move both heads.
Okay,
and
so
there are other rules like the head of the centipede pulls the segments.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah,
and,
okay,
and the segments pull other segments.
okay, yeah.
Also, the segments cannot trespass cannot get through walls.
Right. Okay.
And segments cannot get through other segments.
Okay.
The head also runs. So when you this rule together with this one,
that makes it move.
Make the effect. It's not that you can move it only one step, but when you push the arrow, it goes to the end of the wall.
Gotcha.
Without this, you have to go step by step, cell by cell. So
you explore all of these bits with the kids in lesson 2. So just build up.
In lesson 2, I explain every rule, every step by step, etc., and ended up with this more challenging.
How easily that last piece with the kind of the replacement rule, how big a jump is that for them, and how old are the kids that do it? Because I have to admit, I was like, whoa, that's quite, I've had to think a lot.
The kids are around 10 to 12 years old.
Okay.
I don't in the videos I said to them that they have to do as much as they can.
Yeah.
I make the classes step by step. More or less half of them can do the last step of the repeated code. More or less half of them. I will show step by step how to do it, and then I talk about the concept they achieve. Now, this is how I work with them. But it is challenging. It is challenging.
And I guess
yes.
The other question I had was from your previous one. How long did it take you to arrive at these sequence of events? Because you obviously like tried this numerous times, and you kind of derived it into like, first there are these basic primitives that you learn, like sort of like the categorization piece. I mean, did you have different experiments, and then it was like, oh, actually I'm starting to see this over and over again? If we start with categorization, that's a good place to start. Or did you have this hypothesis and then you wanted to show it?
So in this workshop, this was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The sequence was something completely different.
Okay. All right.
The system was very different also. It had a robot simulation inside, so you can control the robot. It had a similar class to the last one I used in this workshop about numbers. So it was really different. And from there, I found things that they can do easily, things that are hard for them to achieve, concepts that are easily retained and others that are not. And since the language has these two core notions, substitution and categorization, I ended up with a sequence that tries to start there, start on categories and then substitution, to try to focus on the core of the language. It's like to start a teaching workshop about Smalltalk with the notion of messages first, and maybe then classification, probably.
Okay. That's cool. So I'm keen to see how you get into iteration and these sorts of things. So I guess you're going to get into that now. It's like,
well, I started this language. This is a language. I call it Diálogo, but it's a programming language, different to any other language. There, I believe, of course, every language has relationship to others, and when I say category is the equivalent to type and equivalent to classes, well, there is a relationship there. The notion of substitution is very, very similar to pattern matching in functional programming. So there are lots of relationship with all the languages, but it is a particular language. I started with this language as a textual language. And when I tried to explain the idea to others, it was hard to explain or hard to understand, hard to explain for me, hard to understand for others, probably because of my limitation. And I started considering the idea to make it visual for others to get this new approach to programming. From there, I found that that this approach was maybe interesting for children to learn. So I moved to didactics of programming, to that field, and started making these workshops, research in didactic, presenting this in education conferences, not only Smalltalk conferences or not only programming conferences like Splash. In 2022, I presented this project in Splash conference in a track called Onward. There is a paper of this project I can share with anyone. Nice. But well, this has been an incremental, iterative and incremental approach, and you're now seeing like a picture of this process, which is the current state.
Nice. No, that's really interesting to hear that. Okay. No, anyway, sorry, I've interrupted your flow, so please keep telling the story. That's
good.
Really good.
So other classes approach different things. I will show some of them. There's like the fifth class. It's about metaprogramming. And how do I approach metaprogramming? Well, I believe metaprogramming, parallelism are essential to programming in a different way than substitution and categorization, but are essential. I believe programming it's an analogy of the reality, an analogy of how we think, and an analogy how nature works. So how we think, I believe we think in a way similar to substitution and categorization. And I believe nature, it's parallel by nature. It's and metaprogramming is natural in the sense that the rules change while the world is turning. So I wanted to present metaprogramming to them. So here is a project made also by children. The character cannot get out from this level. Here is a path. So the children draw this in very dark colors. I don't know if you can see the difference, but we can modify this drawing. So you can see it better. So as you can see, I modified the drawing, and the symbols and elements change it. No, so this character cannot trespass this door, because there is a rule here that this character cannot trespass this door. But here is another rule. Let me see, that the character pushes symbols, individual symbols. So the character can change this rule and go for the next level. So this is how I present the idea of metaprogramming for the children. the program can change its own rules. And this class is all about this, changing the rule and going for the next level and so on. This particular exercise it's inspired in a game called Baba Is You, a video game. It's like it's a video game for I don't know, the fans of video games, the creator of video games have this video game as a reference. It's a culture video game, let's say. It's not the mainstream, but it's well known.
So would it be like the pinball construction set, which I remember on the, was it on the Apple II or something? I don't know, where you could kind of design a pinball game and then you could play the game. Is it kind of that sort of idea? This?
Well, I don't know the pinball game in Apple, but could you change the definition of the pinball from playing the pinball?
Actually, I suppose like gravity and that kind of thing. I don't recall that you could change that aspect of it. So maybe it's not quite.
In this game, Baba Is You, it's all about changing the rules. But Baba Is You. So well, I don't know. No. So here is Baba, the character, and these are rules, and you move, push the rules, etc.
And then you try and solve the puzzle.
So I got inspired by this. I got inspired, and this exercise is very inspired by that. I mention it because some people have heard about that. So, well, other things you can do. You can define natural numbers with this project. You can draw the numbers, draw substitution, draw categories. Here are the notion of number expressed as by extension. Only 10 digits are the numbers here, and here are some calculations that you can do. So these eyes are the equivalent of REPL, read, eval, apply, loop, console. Are these eyes evaluates, and the result is shown. And here are the numbers made by children, where the notion of number is defined recursively. And you can and here is the REPL, and you can well, use all the natural numbers, not only one digit natural numbers. This is like one of the last class, and the last one is about reusing. In a previous class, they made this Pac-Man, of this version of the Pac-Man, where they can choose the theme. In particular, this is the ocean, and some called brain rots. I don't know if you have heard about brain rots. It's something popular with the children. So here, as you can see at the bottom, the points are being shown. So the numbers they created are being reused in this project. So they made the project and then reuse the numbers to calculate the points, etc. Well, these are the rules of the project.
Wow.
So some conclusions I made about this online workshop. Well, it is very challenging. I need to create lots of intermediate steps on what I have made so far. There are lots of powerful ideas, but too much concentrated. At least for an online workshop where I cannot be with the children, or the teachers cannot be with the children in the classroom context, which will change everything, because you can take maybe 3, 4, 5 days to end up what I present in only one class. Of course, online you can stop the class and continue other day, but the children are alone, maybe with their fathers helping them. But well, for an experience without the teacher there, for them, has been, I believe, very, very challenging. That's the conclusion I have for this workshop I made. The first class was created 8 months ago, so this was more or less new. I can improve a lot in not only in the language but in the teaching sequence. In fact, I'm working in papers and things like that to show this experience and present this to other researchers and stuff to take this tool and improve teaching sequences, etc., etc. No? The challenge for me is to find teachers that want to use this to teach programming, which is very, very challenging, because usually teachers are not familiar with programming. They know Scratch, they know a couple of things, and they are not familiar with these abstract ideas, so abstract that I believe are core of programming. No, as you know, in Smalltalk and Alan Kay, and the Smalltalk philosophy is that programming is about creating models, representing, simulating, and a piece of the reality. And programming, for the dominant concept of programming, is about controlling the computer, giving orders to the computer. So I work for this to change, from try to present for children this idea of programming as simulation, and I created this tool for this approach. So current teachers are very influenced by this dominant view of programming as giving orders to the computer. So this has been an introduction to the project, the tool itself. Now I want to talk about near future works and far future works. But if you have questions about what I presented so far, go ahead. If not, I continue.
I've got lots of thoughts and questions, but I think it's better for you to continue, and then
okay, I will continue, and I will open questions later. It's not too much what I have to say. Well,
actually, while I remember, the links to these videos, have we got those somewhere? Should we put them in the chat or something?
Yes, in this webpage, dialogue.art, you can find all classes. You click them, and there are the videos. So the videos,
yeah.
And you can click here, Windows, Mac, Linux, or any platform, and download it. The videos are all in Spanish. No, you have to know that videos are all in Spanish. This workshop was focused on well, people living in Argentina or Latin America, but not everywhere in the world. So Even the
Well,
system.
I'm sure on YouTube the translation probably work all right.
You can, yes, you can manage, of course. Well, future works. Future works. Near future work is to make this available also for Android devices, and in the future for any cell phone. So I started working in to port the OOPSLA VM, which is the one I use because I use Cuis Smalltalk to develop this project, to make it run on Android. So 3 weeks ago, I opened this and make this available for everyone to see, and this is the first time I present this in the public. So the idea is very simple. It's a Smalltalk running in Android. There's a release. You can try it. In this release, more or less in any modern Android should work, and it includes an image of Cuis Smalltalk in the APK that you can download and install. Well, as I said, why I do this? Because I want my project to work in the cell phones. Why? Most of the children have a cell phone, or it is more easy for them to get a cell phone, to get a tablet, than to be able to work on a computer. Even most of people have a computer at home, not everyone, or a lot of people, but almost everyone, even the even very poor people, has a cell phone in the home. So I want my project to work in cell phones. So I wanted this to work. First, I present this problem to the Smalltalk community in the Smalltalks conference. I talked with the people of the Argentinian Foundation of Smalltalk about this problem, and I said to them, "Why don't you finance this work? Why don't you push for this?" They say, "Okay, we want to do that, but try to find someone that wants to do that. Try to find someone that can present this, and how much support this person needs, etc., etc." So I start talking with people, and most of them say, "I don't know. I think it's very difficult. I don't know how much time that will take." All right. And there was an Open VM workshop in Argentina last year that was held by Elliot Miranda and Hernan Wilkinson. It was presential. I don't know, like 20 Smalltalkers of Argentina went there. It was funny, and etc. They made some challenges, and I said, I want to add some challenge. I want to challenge someone can make the VM work in Android. So they put on the board my challenge also, and I remember that I made one challenge, and then started working in the challenge I proposed, and so convinced others to do it also, and some started to try by different angles. So there in the workshop itself, I started compiling the VM in my own cell phone at the moment. I downloaded Termux and started to solve bugs. And in 2 or 3 hours, I ended up compiling the Smalltalk VM for Linux in the Android. And at the end of the day, I could run it with an X11 server. An X11 server, the OpenVM running and the X11 server, they connected, and I can make a screenshot of it running at the end of the day, and I send it up to the people in the community, and they say, wow, I can't believe it, one day, blah, blah, blah. And then I tell to the FAST community, to the Foundation Argentina for Smalltalk, hey, I have an idea. I have a I have a strategy for this to work. So they ended up funding the hours I spent it to make this work. And in the version you can download and try in this release, you will have an excellent server embedded in the same APK with the VM and also an image all on in a package, and you can open it and try it. It's very recent. It's the first release, so it has some flaws, lots of flaws. The most important is that the touch interaction is rough because it's very little. Well, there are lots of things to improve, but the core is there. And in future works, I plan to change the X server for visual plugin, particular for Android. So this is a future work of this sub-project of my project. This is near future. And far future is presented. This is the paper I presented at the Splash conference. If someone wants to take a look, can write me and I can share it with you. It is the very old version of the project, but at the end there is my idea of a future work, which is this system to work as a touchable interface. Not on the screen, not with your board on your mouse, but with objects, actual objects, and a projector and a camera. I'm very fan of this project of Break Victor, which is called Dynamic Land, which explores this idea of a touchable interface and a system, a computing system, which you can interact with your hands, with objects, with your body moving, etc., etc. So it's not as ambitious as this, what I want to do, just a translation of my current project to a version that can run with a projector and a camera on top. This is more or less what I want to explore 3 years from now, next 3 years. So this is more or less the presentation. I hope I have stimulate you to make me questions and to try my software, my Diálogo in particular, or to try the Android version and give me feedback and well, everything you can share with me will be very, very welcome. Thank you.
Agustín, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, because my internet connection is very bad. First, thank you very much. It was really interesting, especially this metaprogramming. I think it was impressive to use it. I'm not a teacher, but I know a teacher, and I would like to present him because he also makes for children such programming courses or something like this. What do you think is a best way for me to present it to him, or is it on your web page? There are such videos. Tim asked about videos. Maybe
I can give you some talks I made in English as a way to introduce him. But I'm connect him with me. I am very, very open for that. To work with teachers is something I really want. Yes.
Fine, yeah. You know, by the way, I put it in the chat. Do you know this Dr. Technico? He made a game without a computer, and it's maybe something before you work on the computer, because I saw as well that you make also games with the children without using any computer, but the concepts they will learn on it. And this Dr. Technico, I think it's very interesting. Is something that Puppet also did with his students, and they program other persons. They walk with them and they write and go and so on. And what happens in the second step? There are only very few commands. They have to go to straight, one step forward, one left, one right, and pick something up and something like this. And the next step, after they do it for half an hour or something like this, they tell them, okay, now you can do your own commands. And the small children, which are first class, 8 years old or something like this, they start to make loop commands and something like this, because they don't want to always to say or to write, because they have to write it on the paper. Step forward, step forward, step forward, and so they invent the command 100 times step and something like this. And this is very impressive what he describes. I don't know if you know this project.
No, I don't know it, but I think it goes directly to something important for children, is that if you put something in their bodies, they embody ideas first, like controlling other partner and be controlled by other. Then they can apply the abstract aspects of it very, very easily, no? So to start with the body for the children, I believe it's really a step forward.
Okay. Yeah.
But I will take a look. I will take a look to that project. I've heard about other approaches to programming, also with games and objects that have no computer, or some robots that have a little processor inside, but the children it's manipulating objects, not looking at the screen. I have heard about this, but not this particular project. I will take a look. So.
No, I think it's very, very interesting and important. And you know, we know that Alan Key started his Smalltalk projects with children as well, and he was very focused always with his e-toys and so on children, how they can learn and so. And I have a second question. You said I did not understand it good, that 50% of the children they absorb idea, or
in the second class about creating the notion of transformation, half of them did it and half of them did not. ended up making a game, but not making this replacement code, introducing the new idea of transformation.
Yeah.
It's
maybe that. Yeah. It's maybe that what Alan Key also said, that it's like in normal learning, that there are some few who absorb it very good and they are very the best and so on. And there's a group which has to learn on it, and there's a group which will never absorb it. But it's not only in programming language, it seems to be in all learning and subjects.
Yes. Well, it's hard also to evaluate this online project. I didn't make a study about how children in their home interact with my video, and I only get the result. They're sending me the project at the end of the class. So it will be interesting to see the process, why some of them couldn't, if it was not, they were not interested in that step because the game was already made. They tried, but they fail, or I don't know. I don't know. So well, it's a research project, so I'm explorating. But as you said, to be connected with teachers that work with children, that are trying to find different approaches, etc., etc., they have another sense of the learning process, etc., and that will give me a very valuable feedback. So please connect me.
Yeah, I'll try.
If I can, I will ask another question. Yeah, thank you very much, Agustin, for the presentation. Very nice. So the question is about, so I think it's important this because in the age of AI, teaching children to program with basic stuff is, yeah, it's important. They cannot do any prompting or anything like that. And this is a small detail. I think I read some of the papers you wrote or schemes of that, and in the design of the icons or is rather unpolished. So it's not. You didn't put very nice hands, and so it's like they were drawn by children. Is that intentional or?
No, the icons I made it myself.
Okay.
I didn't care more or less about that to be ultra professional. Yes, I wanted to express, to condense some ideas. Some of them are a copy of other icons, like Teleport. It's a copy of a game which is called Teleport. The hand pointing and these hands do like that belong to a sign system, to a sign language. This is like putting something inside other thing. So I kept the symbol from there. And of course I can, as you can say, I can improve it using AI, make it super professional and so on. I didn't find my motive is didactic. So if I find a difficulty there, I will improve the icon for children to get it better. Maybe in the future I will focus on a more commercial, aspectual improvement.
Yeah, and that's the other question. So about so you've done some summer schools or something like that. Is there any school that is using it regularly, or is it more like workshops that you're doing?
No, it's not. It's not. I did 2 workshops. One presential at the University of Buenos Aires. It was open for the community, and 2 years later, a couple of months ago, I made this online workshop, also open for the community, but online, with videos, asynchronic videos, etc. And by now, these are only the 2 the 2 instances where current children have been using. But also, my son was the first guinea pig.
Well done. Okay.
Before all the workshops. My son is now 14, so it's not following me in this. Not anymore. But here in Nerdearla, in this event, Nerdearla, me and my son made this presentation together.
Ah, nice.
It was 11. It was 11 at that time. Very good actor.
Okay, thank you.
I thought I was sharing the screen. Sorry, I was trying to show my son.
Let's see if it'll come back. It's not sharing yet.
No, I forgot.
Ah, there we go. Yeah. Oh, that's your son.
This is my son in Nerdearla, in this very big event, big tech event, etc. Together, we made this performance for children. We presented. It was the first time that the tool was presented.
Oh, very cool.
It was a very nice activity, not only professional but also familiar. It was a nice remember that I will have with my son. Now, as I said, he's 14, and well, as you know, it's not the same. When they grow, they don't follow you the same way.
So I had another question about your chess example.
Okay.
When you start like assigning all of the pieces to the white or the black category, is there a concept to like just do that? Obviously, like I guess you start out doing them one by one, just like dragging a tile next to each other. But like you said, the kids actually it was Bernard that sort of said, sometimes you start getting a bit bored. It's like, do I have to do this for all of them? Is there some mechanism to do that universally? I'm wondering how that concept.
Well, here I am sharing a chess game made by the children that was very, very fun of Harry Potter. So every project he made was around Harry Potter.
Nice.
So the kid used reused some drawings. Let me see, because I said to them to, like, from the here is another, the tower. They create the black tower by painting on top of the white one. No, there is here I can make a new drawing. I will change to English. No? You can new drawing from this one. So I have this tower, and I can create like a red tower.
Yeah.
So they create a new drawing based on the previous one. They have to work a little less, but more or less they have to make all the drawings. You have tools like to fill the bucket, etc., to make it.
My point though was more about the rule to categorize whether something was a white or a, in this case, beige or brown. And initially it was just like how to define them all to be a shape that can take the inverse shape. So rather than doing it one by one, is there some way to group them all together and say all of these are a shape without having to sort of like drag a tile for each one? Is there?
No, there are some things you can do to make categories bigger, but some things you have to start by define a category by extension. Then you can say, like, I don't know, like the white piece and the, let's say I define an idea of a piece. No, an idea of piece. I don't know, because I want to talk about any piece. I can say that the white and the black are pieces in general. In that way, since the tower it's a black piece and black piece it's a piece, the tower is a piece. So I can make hierarchies. But I can also define categories by recursion. But the way you can generalize it's by instances. Like, okay, concrete instances of tower like this one are included in the symbol of tower. So this may be the instance, no? An element which is not a symbol. Then you have the symbol. Then you have a base category, and then the top of the hierarchy. No?
Yeah.
And also, as I said, you can have this category. This is the definition of number by recursion. So you say how you define by recursion. I will explain it because it's very interesting. The 0 is a digit.
Yeah.
It says here. The 1 is a non-zero digit. Also, the 2, 3, 4, 9 is a non-zero digit. Digit except 0. The digits that are not 0 are digits.
Yeah.
All the digits are numbers. So then all the digits are list of digits. And here is a recursion. A digit and a list of digits, it's also a digit.
Yeah.
It's also a list of digits. So here I'm defining the notion of list of digits. And what is a number? Well, a number can be a digit, 0, 1, 2, or a non-zero digit and a list of digits. This is the definition of number.
Yeah.
So every language, usually, it's not the case of a Smalltalk, but most of languages have the numbers as a primitive. But here we can see that from these two symbols, substitution and categorization, natural numbers can grow, can be drawn and expressed from these categories. No, very few languages do that. I don't know I believe Lisp defines the number this way. Of course, there are primitives to make it run faster, but you can define numbers with objects and messages. There is in our in the university in our course with Hernan Wilkinson, we start with a couple of exercises. One of them is to create numbers through objects and messages. Well, something maybe out of the scope of this talk, but I was inspired in what we teach at the university.
That's cool. Okay. So you can do a surprising number of operations and things with just some very basic primitives, which isn't surprising, but yeah, it's easy to forget that. Yeah. And what about like debugging or understanding what's going on? Is that something that you how do you reason on this?
Nice. I forgot. You're helping me.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to the numbers. So, debugging. What is debugging now?
You have to present your screen again if you want to show.
Thank you. Yes. So debugging, it's a particular form of inspecting execution. So I will present a form of inspecting execution. Here there is as I said, these eyes are a way to see how it works. So to evaluate the execution, but we cannot see all the process of how we get to this. We have to make it in our mind, but we can be the execution. So
Okay.
we can be step by step all the substitutions made to get to the result. So we start 9 plus 88, and the substitution applied is this one. It will be replaced by this. Then the parentheses are this relationship. Parentheses is a syntactic idea that here is defined. Lots of syntax can be defined. If you have lambda expressions, you have closures. As you know, you can define syntax, and the equivalent of lambda is this wildcard that replace any sequence of symbols. So it can create syntax. Well, all this it's end up like 9 plus 88 is replaced by a couple of changing 8 plus 89 and 7 plus 9, etc. And then the 9 ends up in 97.
That's cool.
And well, you can try to inspect whatever you have. Let's make a simple 5 plus 7. So 5 plus 7, when it's smaller, the substitution process, we can see it more clearly. 5 plus 7, well, it is apply this rule, a non-zero digit plus a number. The non-zero digit is decremented, the number is incremented, and so far. When the numbers are small, you will solve it like you do it with your hands. Now you decrement 1, and you increment the other. No?
Nice.
When the numbers are bigger, there is a process of substitution that takes account on the position of the numbers. No? In our the representation of numbers are positional, and we can take advantage of that. And there, well, in the experience I present, I explain this and show how to take advantage of this.
Oh, that's cool. Oh.
There are ways to see the execution. You can put breakpoints, etc. There are. I show this on the different sequence of the learning process. In different classes, I present the debugging or the inspecting the execution. I present the breakpoints, etc., in the simulation. So there is a collision, and the program stops, and you can see. There is a class where I talk about controlling the time, how to control the time, which I believe something important in programming, to control time, like to control in the simulation, like the enemy is attacking the protagonist. Let me show.
There's a hell of a lot going on here. This is fascinating.
So here is a game. Now you have the character. You can kill the enemies, etc., etc. And here is a simulation within the simulation where that controls the enemies, and when the enemies attack the ship. Here in this environment, parallelism is natural. No, this simulation is parallel to this one. Rules apply in parallel. In this program, there is there's not a main function. There is not a place where the program starts. So that when there is a place where the program starts, the parallelism it's absent by that approach. When you if you want to introduce parallelism in a sequential programming, you have to create new syntax or new notion or new things. But if you don't have that, you may introduce parallelism in a more natural way. I don't talk about parallelism to children. It's there, and that's it.
If you go back to that game, how many tiles were involved in creating that? Just to give us a sense.
Okay. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 21, 22, 23.
So what makes them move randomly?
30, like 30.
Yeah.
To move random. Let's see. You create a character.
Yeah.
You have your character there. Let's make it bigger. And you want it to move random. Well, you have. It's simple.
So what was that tile called then? Is that just called random movement, or?
It's called run. Run towards. If there is no place to run, there is no direction to run. So this is.
Oh, so if you don't constrain it, it just does random. Is kind of what you're saying?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And if you put that back, okay, it's clever. It's a whole different way of thinking, isn't it? It's quite interesting.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Well, the rules I have presented all, I believe. Substitution, categorization, the readable apply loop, this notion, this wildcard for every sequence of symbol and every element is very general. This wildcard for individual symbols, push, pull, cannot trespass, run, collisions, teleport, black hole, the idea nowhere,
Yeah.
keyword, keyword also to control by keyword, and also the enter and the space bar to like to fire thing, or let me see.
And so with that basic list of primitives, you can create a surprising number of things.
Exactly. Well, when I started the first my first encounter with Smalltalk, it was at the university. It was an optative subject, so it was not for everyone. And there was a guy called Maximo Prieto, which has passed out recently, and said to us, Smalltalk is like a chess game. Rules are very, very simple. You can learn it very quickly, but you can do lots of things on top of that rules. There is a wall on top of that rules. It's a simple game in regards to rules, but a very, very complex game to play. No, this idea, very simple rules can achieve very complex things if they are designed properly. And the chess was the example, and this was how Maximo presented that Smalltalk. It was very moving for me. And when I thought about creating a tool, I had the same idea, very, very simple rules that had to be very powerful.
Yeah.
Simple rules, simple symbols, very few basic symbol primitive combinators. Yes, Ezequiel.
Hi, I will ask you something, and please tell me if it was already answered, because I missed most of your talk, your presentation. But I am interested about other researchers, colleagues of you that are also involved in education, and which sort of reception they had about your work, and feedback, which feedback you received that maybe perhaps made you rethink some of the stuff or confirm some of the stuff you are already doing, and which feedback you found most valuable. Maybe I don't know. Did you show this to Alan? Maybe he's interested.
I didn't
Alan
show
Kay,
this
no?
to Alan Kay in particular. Hernan Wilkinson sent Alan the videos of Nerdearla, but I don't know if Alan had a chance to take a look. I present this to in Argentina. I present this in small conference about didactics of programming and computing, etc. It's a very, very small field in Argentina, very small comparing to other countries. Well, the feedback was nice. They say, wow, how different to everything else, etc., etc. But that's more or less about the feedback I got in Argentina in the didactic field. And I am working in a presentation in an international field on didactics. I expect a more profound interaction. When I presented this in programming conferences, well, it was different. the exchange it was similar to the exchange we have now. The questions, the interest was similar to the one you express in the Smalltalk conference and in the Splash conference, etc. No? So for the programmers, the people involved in programming very deeply, this is moving. For the very small community in Argentina, I believe this was not very moving for them. But it is really not a big field in Argentina. So I will tell you in the future what happens on people in international environment, which are, I believe there will be more people looking for new things. When you go to a conference of people around the world, you want to find the extraordinary, the difference. Okay, this is the world. When you go to a conference of your country, you may want to find colleagues doing something similar to you. So maybe this project is more for that kind of conference than national conferences. I don't know. It's an intuition I have.
Thank you. So, do you think your work has reached perhaps K-12 teachers abroad, or what is missing to make your project more public?
Well, it's something I think around all the time because I want that. I don't have a definite question. It's always an exploration, try to find way to explore. Now this path I want to do about the touchable interface, etc., is to try to go to a more cultural field or more ludic space where children play, not a didactic approach, but a more ludic and cultural, to make installations, to make like works of art, which include sorts of programming ideas. So to try to find like a path to continue to develop this project, no? So that's why I'm interested in going to that direction now. I will continue to present this in education and try to see if someone give feedback and improve the sequence, etc., etc. But I want to also open another door, which is a more cultural or ludic.
If I can say something there, I think that the problem that you're facing is what many also startups that are unique in their field are facing. That if you go to the places where there's nothing similar, they will say, "What are you doing?" and basically ignore you, which is, and yeah, you need to try to find some other way of getting, but yeah, the problem that you're having, I think it resonates with many of the people who want to be the first on the field, and you have a product or something that is not comparable to anything.
It is, absolutely. I knew that from the beginning because I started making just a language, a textual language. And the first time I wrote it as a paper, I sent it to a paper about programming languages. And they say, "What is this?" So, and then I went to the Onward track in the Splash conference with the visual version, and they accepted it. And there was a big discussion about accepting it or not, because I could read the resolution that ended up accepting it. And some of them said this is not mature, this is not specified as a language, it's not formalized. And the other said, well, this track is on Word, it's about that. Maybe he has not the formalization yet. So that ended up, well, that was the first time I published it in a scientific conference, because I work at the university. I am forced to at least a couple of times to make academic presentations. Not this presentation here is not considered academic. If I said I presented my project in the Smalltalk UK Smalltalk group, they will give me 0 points when they evaluate me. So I am also forced to present it at the academy. So it is, in the academic you have an advantage. Well, if no one uses it, it's okay, because if this is academic, it can be pure exploration. If you can present it in as a paper, more or less fits this conference, it can be accepted. I want to keep my place in the university, but I want people to use this. I really don't care about other scientists to hear me and say, okay, interesting. I want what we are talking here now, teachers to use, children to use. So it has to do with that in the academy, and it has to do with that in the social. Teachers see this very different from what they use, so it's a very big gap for them. The conclusion I had from
that's the one that I was trying to tell. So yes, when you get to the one who needs to put it in the classroom, if it's not familiar, say, what am I doing? No.
And in the first workshop I made, I asked for all the children if they had experience in programming or not. They had made work. Half of them had experience using Scratch, and half of them non-experience. They declared that. And it was easier to adopt this approach for the ones that didn't have any experience. The ones that came from other workshops with Scratch, with the sequential programming, etc., it was a little harder because they had to make the switch. The others didn't have any switch to make. They were trying to see what programming is about. I don't know nothing. So they embraced this from the beginning. So the same with teachers. Teachers that already teach programming, they may not embrace this. As far as teachers that, so I made some workshops called I also want to teach programming, was the title of the workshop. If you are a teacher and you don't have experience teaching programming, this is the workshop for you. And I present that like that. So it's like a path to try to find the users of this software. It's a hard path, maybe. Well, luckily I have people that want to hear me, like you.
One other thing that,
yes.
No, one other thing that, I mean, if I can maybe share that, but when you were defining the functions, like with examples, it reminded me a little bit to like Elixir, or where you so in most programming languages, you define the function signature and then you have to describe how it is. But in Elixir, you can say, if I receive, you name one of the parameters, like one example, this happens. And then another one, the same function, like pattern matching on the functions. Yeah, just
Yes, it is. In my case, it's it's different from that. There are things I didn't talk about when you define a function and a parameter, you put the name of the parameter. But here, the types are being used as parameter names. It's maybe very abstract when I say it. I don't know if you follow, but I don't have to talk about parameters for the children or naming the parameters. I just say number and digit plus number, and that's it. So syntax, when you use categories in functional programming, I don't remember the name. There is like implicit typing, and there was a name for that.
Like tacit programming.
no type
point three,
inference. Type
or
inference.
point 3 programming, maybe.
It has
When
a
you
name,
don't,
but
when you don't
the name
specify
of
the
the
parameters, you just
you don't
combine
expect,
the operators
yes.
and
you don't specify the type. The type is implicit. In my case, the name of the parameter is implicit. You use the type as the name of the parameter. Particular things that
So you don't
appear.
you cannot have variables then.
A variable is a substitution.
Mm-hmm.
A substitution is a variable. There is another way of metaprogramming. You can define substitution at the execution time. I didn't show that, but you can do that. The points of the game are substitution that is changing all the time, as being shown the result of evaluating that, the points. It's another form of metaprogramming.
Tim.
Can I ask a few? So I've been trying it in the background just to sort of get a handle of it. How do you, well, I suppose speed you can't control, is that right? I mean, it's very box-based animation, is that right? So it's just like you could move like forward one box, another box, another box. So there's no concept of going faster or slower other than you can transform two boxes across. Is that, am I understanding that bit right?
Yes, but there is a way. There is a way. Let's show. So here we have the character moving, and we can change a little bit the speed. There is some control.
Oh, okay, all right.
But
yeah,
there is, of course, as you said, the idea of you cannot place a character between two cells.
yeah,
No, you cannot place it there. It will go to one or the other, one place or the other. It will not end up. So the same is for a moving object.
Yeah.
No, the same.
This is like the sprites in the old computers. No, something like that. When you have a spectrum, it was all character based, so there was.
Yes. So this is a very simple space of simulation.
Yeah.
It is not, as you see, it has some power, and it has some limitations.
Yeah.
The idea is to have with very simple symbols, with a very few set of symbols, etc., and some control for the more experimented user to achieve a more or less big spectrum of simulation. No, that's the idea.
That makes sense. And how do you make something like bounce across the screen, just go back and forth? I was trying to do that, and I was like, oh, what am I missing here? So, you know, I could create a symbol and I could get it to move, and I could get the keyboard on it, so I could like move it with my key, and then it would like zoom and then stop at the screen. But if I wanted to like bounce up and down or bounce left to right, I didn't understand how to do the inverse of an operation.
The inverse, what would
Like,
be the inverse of not bouncing?
If you just wanted it to go bounce, like when it hit the left, just go right, and when it hits the right side, go left. Just go back and forth, like a Space Invader. So, for example, right? I thought, okay, so maybe I have to like draw walls so I can detect a collision, because I guess if there's no sort of collision against the edge of the screen, so do you have to do that?
You have to draw walls. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I got that far.
You
So
have to draw walls.
Yeah.
You have to draw walls, and there are some collision rules. There will be a little bit more complex, like when these collisions to when these collisions to a wall, then this character teleports to, let's say, to the cell which is adjacent on the top.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it's a teleport operation. That means that you can sort of teleport back, and then that means it'll then sort of continue going the other direction. Is like you just wanted to make it.
These are complex behavior. Let me see if this actually works.
Yeah.
I don't even remember how. Let's see. It's bouncing and going to the same set. Let's change it. Well, it escaped. Now, let's make it. What happened here? Well, it's more or less doing that. If it will teleport to a cell which is adjacent in this direction. Well, there are options. There are options hidden.
Yeah.
You can also create a game of life. There is a game of life also you can create. I don't know if I have it. The game of life in some place.
And these other examples of things, where do you get them from? So, because like when you download the image, I guess you just have a blank canvas with no examples. Where do the examples come from?
No, it doesn't come with examples.
So you sort of have to you kind of look them up in your videos, and you can sort of recreate them as
yes.
So these are like
there was a version I made with some examples, but in the last version I send the environment all clean.
Yeah, you burn the disk pack, so to speak. Yeah.
Yes, and you gotta start from the 0 class, install it, then the first class,
All right.
and continue.
And I guess when you're designing things, there's no rotate or anything. Like when you're designing your little guy, like if you're doing walls, I did a little line at the top, and I thought, oh, I could copy and rotate. There's no that bit's not there either. You've got to like, okay,
not yet.
Yeah, okay. And so I guess that leads to the point. Where's the code for all this? Like if someone wanted
the bucket when you paint was something children ask. I want a bucket. I have to paint it all like that.
Nice, yeah.
So I made a bucket.
Yeah.
Some features appear because of the feedback of the users.
We completely understand. It's the
code is not open yet.
Yeah.
It's not open source. I didn't find it yet necessary or mature to do it.
Yeah.
Well, regarding the code, I used the development to work. I have well, some tests. Let's see if we'll run. No, there's a bug.
You're sure you're not sharing
This,
your screen, so we're not seeing
I'm
it.
not sharing the screen. Better. There was a let's see. This is the production version. Where was it? Here. As I said, where I have the name of the project was Representar some years ago. I changed it to Diálogo.
Is it only you developing or someone else?
It is only me. I had some students that helped me a little bit in the didactic aspect, creating the sequence and creating exercises. So there is a student making the thesis regarding evaluating different sequences, and it is considering using his research to compare this Diálogo with Scratch. But it's called Agustín Fernandez Ortúzar. This is the name, and it's working in this research. This is the collaboration I have now with the students. Well, I have to say that I am very pleased here again. When I prepared the talk, I thought, well, how I will talk for 2 hours like usual presentations, but thanks to all of your questions and interaction, we could do a long encounter.
Thank you.
I didn't have you didn't make any question about the Android OOPSLA version, so if some of you take a look and find it interested and can give me some feedback and etc., I will explore the idea of expand that solution to the Faro VM also. I will explore that. And well, I guess some of you are Faro users, so
yep. As per our talk earlier, the other thing is there is a guy that's written a new iOS VM for Faro. Now, I can't imagine that the image format of Cuis is actually that different from Faro. I don't know.
Not very different. Not very different.
No, it might support it, right? So you might be able to kind of get.
No. It will probably crash. Bangladesh made some changes in the at least the core image. It used vector graphics, some plugins. It's working hard in the VM. Well,
you might.
I don't know. Huh? I didn't try.
Fire Aaron. He seems to be sort of quite prolific. It's not Aaron that's prolific. It's Claude that's prolific. He just sets Claude off on a task, and Claude works away and makes a new VM for him for different projects. He's done about 5 now. So you might be able to either get some help to do it via Claude, or the clues are there on how he did it to create a, he just created a brand new VM. He didn't use the Open Smalltalk VM. He created a brand new VM that read the image and executed. And I would imagine it's not far off from what you need.
And he didn't start it from the VM in other platforms.
No.
It is written in C++ and
he said he tried it. It was just getting too complicated. So Claude proposed, why don't I create a new VM? And he said, okay. And it went away and did. And it just took the spec, create a whole new VM. Just like it's, yeah. It's we're gonna try and come and do a talk on it actually. If
yes.
At some point in the future.
Do you have the repo or a reference for that?
Yeah, we
I'll
do.
take a look.
iOS Arrow is the name.
Yeah. Well, I'll get it to put it in the. I'm pretty sure if you search on
iOS Faro, Faro Smalltalk VM for iOS and Mac.
GitHub, yeah.
Interpreted only, no sheet.
Yeah, I presume that the one in Android, well, you say it's stuck the OpenVM, so that doesn't have any jitter or any of the plugins from Juan or anything like that. It's just the
It has the
interpreter
plugins.
stuff.
No, it has the plugins.
It has the plugins, vector graphic plugins for
Yes.
Linux or Arduino.
There it has I compiled the VM and all the plugins, and you can run a current quiz image, which needs that plugin.
And just out of curiosity, because for both the iOS Faro and this one, so the gestures with the 2 fingers and all that is how does it work? There is nothing, no, like that in the you need support in the virtual machine to have it.
And I didn't make anything in the virtual machine or the image. All that is solved in the X11 server that connects.
Right, so but you can only move the mouse with your finger. You cannot zoom in, out, or do gesture with both fingers.
It is a little limiting. Yes, it has some limits, but can be approached by improving the Java side of the project, the X11 VM that is programmed in Java language.
On iOS.
Here I give you the repo. Take a look. Here is the repo.
Right.
There is a graphic of the architecture. There is some explaining. You can get an idea.
The way the iOS Faro handles it doesn't do the zoom and close, but all the other gestures it handles. And I think it's the application that's doing it and mapping into some sort of view that then hosts the image. And then he's got like a little toolbar on the side. And so that toolbar then pokes in the relevant events to, things like inspect, execute, do it, all those sorts of things. It's got little, because I said, it's a bit painful to do this sort of thing. And just, Claude added buttons that injected those events, and then you got them for free. So it's quite nice. It's very intriguing, very intriguing.
I have to say that I got the help of also Claude.
I saw the icon, yeah.
To make this work. I have my own strategy to compile it when there was a bug. It was Claude that said, well, try this or try that. And so this was a project I couldn't make without the help of artificial intelligence.
Yeah, that's nice.
I am sure of that. I was not in a day. In a day, I could compile it and run it and see the results. So impossible to do it in that amount of time for me. So we can do things that before we couldn't. It is a powerful tool for us. I don't know if it will replace us, but for sure, it's a powerful tool for experienced programming. It is already replacing junior programmers. Expert programmers that use the support of junior programmers now use the support of Claude, etc., etc. It's a shocking reality for our industry.
So it's written in Java, the VM.
No. The X server.
You give me the X server.
Yes, the X server. I didn't create the X server. I took an X server project and make a couple of fixes only. I cloned an X server already in GitHub and made some fixes and use it to connect the VM. No, you run the VM and you can use the visual plugin that it's compiled as a plugin. But you can also, instead of using that plugin, you can open an X11 view from another computer and connect to a virtual machine running in someplace else. You can do that in different computers. Well, you can put these two things together and connect them as they were in different places, but in the same computer. There you can have a package you can download and use it in Android. I guess it is better explained in the textual in the repo, but this is the main idea, no?
But for your Android thing, though, are you saying that that's how you could debug it, or the actual Android application is just an X11 viewer and the image is running somewhere else? I didn't.
Yes. The image, the virtual machine, the X viewer, everything is running here. We'll close. I open the class browser. There is some sort of.
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah.
We can turn it.
Yeah.
So here we have the VM running, opens an image that is included in the package. This, of course, is open source. You can put a different image if you want. You can recompile, etc., or just try it. And you can do some basic interaction. There is no mouse pointer to see. I don't know if I plug a mouse to the tablet or the phone, if I can see it or not. And the interaction is not the best. It's something I have to improve.
Yeah.
But it's very, very new thing, very immature.
But the virtual machine, the open Smalltalk VM, it doesn't have an X server. It runs differently.
The Linux plugin, it's called X11 display, something like that is the name of the plugin.
You use a plugin virtual machine plugin that is incorporated into
So
the
because Linux use that technology to work on the screen. So instead of having a operative system that is X11 by nature, you put like an X11 interpreter or X11 translator from that form to the Android form way of showing things in the screen. So it's like a layer that you put there that is written in Java that let me let this project work. In the future, you can replace that layer and the Linux plugin. You can remove that and create the particular Android visual plugin. And there you can approach all the interaction in a more robust way.
Right.
This
okay.
will be a version 2. It will be a version 2.
So it was your quick way of making it interactive, visual. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely quick.
Yeah.
It was in one day I couldn't make it, and I don't know, in a 1 month and a half of part-time work, I couldn't put it in an APK, etc., for everyone. Documented the fixes I made to the virtual machine to compile in Android, etc. It's all documented in the repo for anyone to reproduce.
Okay.
I know that Android is a Linux underneath. So why then, if this virtual machine is almost the same as the Open Smalltalk, minus the plugin for the graphics because you're using X11, so why the jitter is not running? Is because the processor is too slow, or is it because something else?
It has to do with the permissions of Android. I couldn't make it. I started with the stock version, and there are some fixes to make to make it work. I guess it is some time, like maybe a month, to make it work. But I think it's doable.
Yeah, now that you mentioned, I think that the problem in Apple was also around that. So having a jitter implies that you're modifying code, and then Apple said, nope, this is not allowed, and that's why you have something. There must be putting some kind of protection to prevent that.
And probably if you compare Squeak.js with my project, with the project of the iOS Faro, it will work totally faster. Totally. So I think this opens our community options about developing. We can really develop Smalltalk applications that run in cell phones easily. I think we have to work on this. As I need it for my project, I think we all need it for our projects to expand, to offer options. It is the things that this guy made, iOS Faro, show us that we can do it. It's not so far. It's not so out of our hands.
I think what would be interesting to use a cell phone as a sensor, because it has a mass of sensors in it, and though you can have like the sense to the world, and maybe to connect it also with a small talk in the computer or on a server or something like this. But using the phone as a sensor, I think would be fine. Yeah.
Totally.
What about speed? I heard about the iOS Faro that it is, I think, quite slow, but I'm not sure. Tim, maybe you heard also about the speed of iOS?
mean, it's a stack VM, but to be honest, it's, you know, it runs on my iPhone 13 reasonably quickly. I mean, like, you can run, you know, it's running Faro. I mean, it'll run Prof. Steph and all those things. I mean, there are a few times where it's like sort of, you could see it kind of chunking, but I would reckon that like a more modern phone or iPad, like, you know, these M series chips are pretty damn fast, to be honest. So
yeah,
I mean, it's not going to do high speed computation, but enough for like programming and, you know, running stuff. I mean, you know, it'll do factorial. I mean, something, you know, it'll do a large factorial. It just like poofs out the number. So there's obviously some interesting characteristics of these chips that, I mean, a jitter is going to be a lot faster, but in terms of practical application, it's actually not terrible, which was surprising. That was the bit that struck me. It was like, wow, that's quite interesting.
It will be nice to invite the guy to talk.
Yeah, we're working
Yeah.
on it. I'm gonna see if we can line something up. Just, yeah, it was, you know, he just approached it from a different angle, just like you've approached programming from a different angle. And I think those interesting perspectives do make you, well, it challenges your thinking and your approach, and means that you can do a lot more different things. So yeah,
I have my doubts. He's a real person. I'm looking at his repos.
It may well be, actually. Yeah.
But then, if that's the case, then it's totally crazy, because now it's not only fake news, fake video, fake website. Now we have fake repos. Why would he be targeting Smalltalk and creating things?
I mean,
let's not be conspirers.
No, yeah, I agree, but there's something that.
But it's not a person.
I wish
it's not a person. If he's not a person, what he is? A collective of persons. A bot.
A bot. Yeah. Well.
Wow. We spend all that computing energy.
Yeah, that's why. If it's if not a person, then it's completely crazy. And if it's a person, yeah, we hope we can get it.
Yeah.
And if it is a bot, you know, it'll be our first presentation with a bot. That would be quite interesting. But in fairness, I think Aaron is a real person who is offloading a lot of things to, obviously, Claude, and it was quite eye-opening to the degree to which it appears that he is doing that, you know, in terms of, you know, sort of like OpenClaw kind of way. Just, you know, he just sends it instructions and it just churns away and works on it and gives him back the results, and he reviews them, and so he says, yeah, no, I don't like that, just find another result, and off it goes and does it, right? So it's that sort of wild thinking that isn't so wild anymore, but 3 months ago it was just like gobsmacking. So it's incredible. And of course, now that the true cost of doing this is starting to emerge, it might be a moment in time where, you know, normal people could do it, and ultimately it might only be banks that can do it, because it's pretty damn expensive by all accounts. But I don't know, I guess with Moore's law, maybe it'll become less and less expensive. I don't know, we'll see. Any further questions from anyone?
Maybe, I don't know if it's a question or just I'm musing aloud, but Agustin, maybe have you had the chance to try to integrate your work with the rest or with other projects within the quiz image, like Dr. Gio, for example? Because one of the things, sorry, let me finish the idea, because I think it will be clearer for you to answer later. One of the things I experience with these projects is that they are like self-contained in a way, and it's difficult to get out of them and interact with the image that I know it's there. It's there, like a substrate, and I know it could be easier to connect all the things that it's like low-hanging fruit. It seems like low-hanging fruit to be able to interconnect that stuff.
So Dr. Shio, I have talked with Hilar Fernandez, and he said to me that maybe we can do something together, etc. Which is, I didn't find a way to integrate both, but there is a place probably where it can be integrated, which is in a didactic space. So you don't need to merge both tools in one tool, but you can merge them in a learning process, in a learning sequence. So he's more a teacher than me, so I teach as a way to test. But he's more a teacher. He may have more ideas about that than me. But that would be nice. In regarding to merge tools, well, I don't know. You can put both tools in the same image and
yeah, that's the thing. It's easier in Smalltalk because the boundaries are not so hard. It's not like an application that you package and deliver like a closed thing. It's easier to erase the boundaries.
But that will have to do with a didactic need. No, it should do with a didactic need to integrate both in the same space. I don't know, maybe in the future. I really like Dr. Shio. Hilar presented it a few times in Argentina, well, in other places also, but probably here a couple of times. In this group.
No, we never have him come to these meetings. No, you remember? Or we're talking about?
I think we did a long time ago. We did.
Okay, then I miss it.
Yeah, you should invite him again.
Yeah, he's improving and always.
He's always improving. Several years, I don't know, decades.
He has shown recently some of the newer stuff he's making. Like it encompasses a broader plan, longer term plan, which is like his vision of the Dynabook.
He's collaborating a lot with Juan Buletich, Inverto Graphics, and using Inverto Graphics in Dr. Shio.
Yes.
There's another project where maybe you, Ezequiel, saw it from Luciano about music in Quiz. Maybe we can. Do you think is it interesting? Yes. No.
Yes. I'm dying to try my hands on it because I still didn't find the time to do it, but it's something I as a some of a I have musical training, and yeah, I really like to do and try stuff just to experience it and maybe provide some feedback as well. But I still couldn't do
I'll
it.
talk to.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. With Gio, if we are looking for presenters, I might, and we have some slots, maybe try to contact him.
Can I ask one? I'm still trying to make this thing bounce up and down, and I haven't been able to. If I share my screen, hang on a second. If I share my entire screen here, share. No, this way. Are you? Can you see my? Oop. Can you see my screen? Is it?
Yes. Yes.
Is it showing like my little program?
Yes.
So like, well, I want it to bounce up and down like this. So if I do that, and then it just kind of goes, presumably it starts, and then I was wondering, I thought that maybe something, if I leave that thing, I thought like if I drop it there, it'll collide with the top. So then it's that implies that it should then move towards
you have to you have to use the arrows. Remove.
You have to use this one. Oh, moves with arrows.
No, let me see. If the character touches the top, the top, it will run to the bottom. Okay. And what happens when it goes to the other way?
It sort of goes all random. It's like that one seems that it doesn't seem to do that piece. It seems to sort of, it almost implies that it's doing that to me. But so if I pop him there, that's a collision. So I was expecting him to run towards that one, but not randomly. But
shouldn't run randomly.
So maybe there's a
bug.
Could be. Okay, all right, that's all right. Just so my understanding is correct. It's just those two actions should have made it go down and up and down and up. Like
yes.
And I'm trying to think of Space Invaders where it would. I guess there would be some sort of implication that it would go across a cell and then go back and forth, and then across a cell and back and forth, and then I could do a shooting guy. I was inspired by your little game there. That was all. So. Okay, I'm on the right.
Yes, you are on the right path.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Great that you're trying. I'm very pleased.
Yeah. No. I thought it was quite neat actually. So yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, all of you.